Good evening and welcome back to live flight action at East Midlands Airport. And a very sunny and warm Tuesday evening, currently just above 20 degrees where we are at the minute. A little bit windy. Hopefully everything should stay tied down this time. A little bit of trouble on Sunday with the wind. Hopefully nothing too ferocious this evening. So thank you very much for joining us again from East Midlands this evening. The DHL in front of us, that one is a 777. Arriving in from Dubai at about 3:45 this afternoon. That one still being worked on there. And the airfield not very active just for the time being. A number of arrivals making their way towards us this evening. We'll have a look at those in just a minute. As you can see there, the apron pretty empty for the time being. Well, that first arrival isn't too far away at all, the Malta Air in from Girona. That one currently passing through 10,100 feet. Registration on that one, 9 Hotel Victor Uniform Charlie. That one, 737 MAX. 3 years of age. Flight time today on that one, about an hour and 10 minutes by the time it reaches us. That one just coming up to the south of Northampton now. Oh, sorry, south of Leicester, making its way up. The next arrival is the Ryanair, making its way up towards us. That one is south of Northampton. That one arriving in from Palma this evening. Registration on that one, 9 Hotel Victor Victor Quebec. That one again, 737 MAX. Flight time on that one this evening, very similar. An hour and 15 minutes. The Malta Air, sorry, just a little bit longer this evening. About an hour and 48 minutes in from Girona. The Ryanair is just under an hour and 10 minutes. 2 hours and 10 minutes. The Malta Air turning over the north of Leicester now, they're making its way down in towards East Midlands. And we are at 09 ups again this evening. Should be fortunate enough to catch most of the arriving aircraft right in front of us. So it's very clear out, not a cloud in the sky at the minute. And good evening to everybody here in the chat as well. Becky, Jero, Emma and Richard. And Hans as well, thank you very much for joining us this year from East Midlands. Yeah, hoping that umbrella stays where it needs to be. A few delays on the arrivals into East Midlands this evening then. 777 arriving in from Delhi. That one was scheduled to arrive just before 10 to 6. That one delayed by about an hour. So look where that one currently is. It is making its way to us. Just south of Nuremberg at the minute. That one with about an hour and 10 minutes left to run. Currently at 30,000 feet. The Ryanair in from Breslov. just to the north of the Aerologic. Now that one heading over Germany now. Again, about an hour and 10 minutes before that one arrives with us. So I'll look a little further south and west. The Jet 2 in from Tenerife, currently at 36,000 feet. That one with about an hour and 35 minutes left to run. That one just leaving the coast of Spain, they're heading over the Bay of Biscay. Service in from JFK, due to arrive with us in about an hour and 40 minutes. And then about 30 minutes behind that, due in about an hour and 40, is the service in from Cincinnati this evening. And then a little further behind that, about 30 minutes behind that, the UPS service in from Philadelphia. So all three of those cargo aircraft currently over the Atlantic, making their way in towards us this evening. It's likely going to be mainly routing up towards Ireland, North Wales, and then in towards East Midlands. Malta Air, though, is somewhere in the distance out there. So it's extremely bright out there at the minute, so maybe a little bit difficult to pick up. Maybe just about see it if we pan up. There we go. Should be right in the centre of the screen there. That one making its way towards Burton-on-Trent at the minute. I'll make its right hand turn. And then make its way down on the approach for runway 09. We'll catch up with that one in a minute. That one will disappear off into the sun in a minute. 777 then. Upper cargo door all closed up now. Let's have a quick check on the apron camera as well, while waiting for the Malta Air to make its way down towards us. So very fortunate again to have a majority of the heat still with us, and again very windy where we are. Let's make sure everything is adequately tied down. Everything is as taut and as tied down as it can be. Only time will tell. We should be alright. So have a look then on the position of that Malta Air. And we're just turning over head Burton-on-Trent now. We may just be able to pick that up as it's turning onto the approach. I'll set you off the apron camera there. Bring you back around. So I do have the umbrella over us this evening, so it may obscure the view ever so slightly. Definitely saves us getting burnt. Protects the equipment a little bit better as well. That one gradually making its way down towards us. Then see if you can adjust that aperture a little bit more. There we go. Bring that one back into view. So this one arriving then after a flight time of around 1 hour and 47 minutes this evening. The runner in from Palma, just south of us now as well. Try and catch that on a very similar approach in towards us this evening. Well, the Malta Air will be the first aircraft inbound on this evening's stream. This one is due out to go to Malaga this evening at about 8:10. just a couple of delays to the airbounds. Jet Executive Learjet's due out at 5:40 this evening. That one should hopefully be making an appearance any time soon. So the Malta Air there off to Malaga this evening, that one due out at about 8:10. The Ryanair off to Palma, that one at 6:25. Sorry, Malta Air off to Malaga 6:10, not 8:10. The Ryanair off to Valencia at 7:30, and then at 7:50 the Ryanair service back out to Vraslav. Ryanair service to Faro is delayed this evening by about an hour. That one was due out at 9:25. That one now due out at 9:25. And of course the DHL service off to Cincinnati, that one due out at 9:10 this evening. We'll see if we can catch that one on this evening's stream. We've been not been very fortunate to catch the Cincinnati out over the past few weeks. Hopefully this evening we'll catch that one. And looks like we've got both 757s joining us again this evening. The DHL service in from Oslo, that one is due at about 5 to 8. And the service in from Reykjavik just before 8:30 this evening. The Malta Air gradually making its way down towards us now then. So it looks very calm out there. Bit of a crosswind where we are this evening. Malta just being buffeted ever so slightly. Landing into East Midlands this evening. So look and see if we can catch the Ryanair on the approach then. That one shouldn't be too far from us this evening. Making its turn up towards Burton-on-Trent now. That one should be making that right hand turn onto the final approach any minute. Just about got visual with that one in the distance. See if we can adjust down slightly. I don't think we lost that one to the sun just for a minute. Now we catch back up with that one in a minute. The sun just hiding that from us this evening. Let's bring that secondary camera back up and have a look at the apron. That Malta should be making its way up the taxiway now. Can you just hear those engines in the distance? Just about to see the faintest glints off the leading edge of the wings of the Ryanair in front of us there. So look, then we'll leave the apron camera on for a minute. There we go. Camera doing a little bit better at finding that one. There are my eyes. There we go, the Ryanair Ian from Palma, gradually making its way down towards us now. That one at 1,800 feet, registration 9 Hotel Victor, Quebec. Flight time on this one is 2 hours and 7 minutes this evening. See if we can adjust the apron camera ever so slightly. Bring that Malta into view in the distance there. Just to make that out in the background. So that one coming to a stop on the stand there. Try to get a close-up view of that one if we can this evening. That one is due out though, just a little later on. Estimated departure time 6:10 this evening. And the Ryanair safely down into East Midlands. Try and sneak a bit of a close-up view of the Malta Air in the distance then. A bit of an awkward setup this evening with the umbrella above us. There we go, that one should be locked off there. There we go, that should do us for the time being. Right there, just coming to a stop at the end of 09 now then. Have a look at the rest of the departures this evening out from East Midlands. So that arriving Ryanair is due to depart again at about 6:25 this evening. Cessna Citation Sovereign out to Baden-Baden at 6:25 as well. The Ryanair service off to Valencia at 7:30. At 7:50, that service off to Vraslav. That Ryanair service to Faro is still delayed by an hour. All three of those aircraft currently making their way towards us and will be imminently. So look at the arrivals then this evening. So the Malta Air may be delayed this evening. That one was due in at 5:05, that landing just a few minutes ago. That one with just a 35-minute or so delay to it this evening. So that one may well be knocked on. The Palmer service just landed in there, and the 777 in from Delhi, the Aerologic 777 in from Delhi, due to us in about an hour's time. DHL service in from New York, that one is delayed by about just over 40 minutes this evening. Should have been with us at 6:10. That one due to arrive now at 5:07 this evening. That one is well on its way towards us, as is the Jet2 service in from Tenerife. That one slightly delayed. Was due at 7 p.m, now due at 12 minutes past 7. The Ryanair service in from Dublin. That one is currently showing as scheduled and assumed on time with that one, as well as the RVL in from the Isle of Man. That one operated by the Cessna Caravan. DHL service in from Cincinnati. That one delayed by just over 10 minutes this evening. That one is following the service in from JFK. That should be with us at about 20 past 7. Ryanair service in from Vraslav. That one arriving early into East Midlands this evening. That one arriving just before 10 to 7, so about 20 minutes ahead of schedule. 777 in from Leipzig. It's the DHL 777 in from Leipzig. Currently scheduled at 25 past 7. Chewy service in from Palma. That one on schedule, estimated to arrive with us at about 7:45 this evening. DHL service in from Oslo, and that one with a scheduled arrival time of about 5 to 8, and UPS service in from Philadelphia. That one arriving early as well. That one should have been with us just after 6:05. That one arriving just before, 8:05. That one arriving with us just before 10 to 8 this evening. That one is following the service in from Cincinnati. Ryanair service in from Faro is scheduled to be with us at 8:10, and the West Atlantic service in from Aberdeen at 8:25. Last arrivals then this evening will likely be the DHL service in from Reykjavik. That one is currently starting up in Reykjavik. Looks like that one is just pushing, making its way down towards the runway. And the usual services in from Belfast and Krakow. We may just get a glimpse of the ATR landing in from Guernsey. That's the West Atlantic ATR, due to arrive with us just before 9 p.m. this evening. But apart from that, very much a busy schedule over the next couple of hours. So the Malta Air service is still picking up with an estimated departure time of 6:10. Well, that will inevitably be delayed this evening. So I'll keep an eye on it though, see how far that schedule does indeed move out. But the Ryanair service in from Palma pulling up on stand just a little distance away from the Malta Air 737. Let's take a look at the rear of the apron this evening then. There we go, the Ryanair just on stand. You may be able to watch that one disembark. Looks like the forward stair, onboard stair there, has been a whoops. There we go, lock that back in place. Wind taking it away with it there. Looks like that forward stair has been extended from the underneath that aircraft. Very much does look like that one has started disembarking now. You can see a lot of heat haze still with us this evening. Majority of that being reflected off the runway in front of us. There you go, that rear stair just being moved into place. The majority of those passengers already making their way off the Malta Air there, just to the right of the screen. Say a little look over Europe then. The Ryanair service in from Wrocław, currently making its way towards us, just Belgium, I think, at the minute. The Aeropark taking a route just south of Cologne. Both those aircraft should be with us in about 50 minutes. The Ryanair service in from Dublin, that one is starting up now. Pinging up over in Dublin. That one usually has a flight time about 35 to 45 minutes, depending on the weather. That service in from JFK making its way up the length of Ireland now, then heading towards Cork at the minute. That one at 35,000 feet, so with about 50 minutes left to run. And that Jet 2 service in from the Bay of Biscay should be with us in about an hour and 12 minutes. So nothing currently pinging up for the service back out to Palma. So both the Malta Air off to Malaga and then Ryanair off to Palma. Both scheduled to depart at 6:10 this evening. Both aircraft very much in the process of disembarking. So the majority of the passengers making their way down that rear stair now of the Ryanair in front of us. That one indeed back out to Palma in just a short while. And one with only a little delay to its scheduled arrival this evening, about 9 minutes behind scheduled arrival time. As we saw on Sunday, a bit of a delay in releasing those aircraft from the apron onto the taxiway. Stomach making noises again. And the Cessna citation off to Baden-Baden. That one is due to depart at about 6:25. So hopefully we'll see a bit of movement on that Ryanair in just a few minutes. And that Cessna citation indeed pinging up on the map now. So that one is just behind hangars in front of us. Keep an eye for that one emerging. Hopefully making its way out very soon, if not within the next 20 minutes or so. And good evening to everyone in the chat as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Sophie, good evening to you. Finners and Rob as well, thank you very much for joining us. And Ruben, yeah, we'll be gone by the time the Atlas Air arrives with us, unfortunately. Very early start this morning, so back off to get some rest. Should be finished at about 9:15, 9 p.m. If you want to see the Atlas Air departing out of East Midlands, we did manage to catch that last week, I believe. That one was making its way off to Hong Kong after arriving in from Miami on Formula One duties. So we managed to get a couple of those on stream, one pushing back off stand and being put on the ancillary stand just to the rear of the DHL apron. That one was due to go out to Seoul in South Korea. Didn't make it, unfortunately, to the following day, but we did manage to capture the 747 making its way out to Hong Kong from runway 09. So look, I think that may have been last week. Yeah, I think we might have caught the Kelita 777 arriving in with us as well. But go back and have a look through the streams if you want to see the Atlas Air arriving. So I managed to get quite a good close-up view of that one departing out straight in front of us. If anybody missed a Spitfire as well last week on Thursday's stream, definitely go and have a look at that one taking off and landing right in front of us on last Thursday's stream. It's about 25 minutes in, you'll see that one orbiting just south of the airfield. And we watch that one all the way down, landing right in front of us, making its way back over to the hangar as well, just a little distance from us. Definitely worth a watch, that one. So it sounds like that Cessna off to Baden-Baden this evening. It's making its way out just a little early. See which route in this takes. Oop. So a little battery out in a minute. Holding onto the camera and the umbrella there, so apologies for any jittering. JCB hangar's open in the distance as well. See the rotors on the helicopter there. you are on board and this evening out of East Midlands. Back on the Ryanair here in the distance then. Try and get ourselves set up a little better as well, I think. Just try and keep everything out as much as possible. Everybody in front of the aircraft as well, either making their way down towards the the passports checked or making their way onto the aircraft this evening. Something picking up just yet on the Ryanair. So look at some of those services making their way towards us then. That Ryanair service in from Wrocław just leaving the coast of the Netherlands there. That one should be with us in about 35 minutes. And the Aeropark 777 not too far behind that, about 5 minutes behind that. Taking a very similar route in just south of that service now, passing between Brussels and Antwerp at the minute. That one at 30,000 feet should be with us in about 40 minutes. Service in from Dublin, departing Dublin now, making its way towards us. That one is going to head down over towards Anglesey, North Wales, over to Stoke-on-Trent, or in the vicinity of Stoke-on-Trent, down into Uttoxeter, and then in towards East Midlands. DHL service in from New York. That one is due in about 40 minutes as well. Service in from Cincinnati, just a little further behind. That one still with about an hour and 20 minutes to run. Jet2 service in from Tenerife then, currently at 36,000 feet. Just a last little bit of France to cross over this evening before it reaches the UK. That one should be with us in about an hour's time. DHL 777 in from Leipzig. That one with about an hour and 20 minutes to run as well. That one departing Leipzig about 10 minutes ago. Looks like it's going to be quite a busy period in about 40 minutes, 35-40 minutes. Both Ryanairs making their way towards us in from Dublin and Wrocław, and the Aeropark 777 and that 767 in from JFK as well. The Ryanair should be making its way out any time soon. Due back out to Palma this evening, and a Malta Air service. Looks like it's going to be happening with that one in the distance. That one off to Malaga did have an estimated departure time 6:10. That one arriving in a little later than scheduled. so all quiet just for the time being. Thank you very much for joining us again this evening anyway. I've enjoyed the streams over the past few weeks. Been fortunate enough to have the majority of the good weather with us. Been very fortunate to have the wind blowing in the direction it has been the past couple of weeks as well, making the arrivals a lot more scenic as all those aircraft make their way down on the approach for runway 09. Ryanair already in the process of boarding then. So it shouldn't be too long before we see that one out of East Midlands this evening. Right, see if I can move just a few bits. Hopefully stop the wind becoming an issue. Right, we'll leave you on the secondary camera just for the time being there. We'll try and readjust just a little bit. Hopefully make my life a little bit easier anyway. We'll get back onto that just a minute. Let me just readjust the main tripod. There we go. Let me get set back up again. Bring you back into full 4K. Now hopefully that should stop the umbrella bashing into us. Thank you to everybody who joined us on Sunday as well from the Aeropark. A little bit different outside of our usual streaming schedule. I put down here primarily just to support the event that was on at the weekend. A lot of cars and a lot of people down here. Extremely busy day, so thank you very much to everybody who joined us on the stream for that one. We're back out again on Thursday this week. The weather's forecast just to be as warm. But next Thursday, the 22nd, is the Aeropark's late night opening. They'll be staying up until about 9 PM, I think. if anybody's interested in the late night openings. We'll be down here streaming as usual. So you're very welcome to come down and have a look at all the evening activity up close. So you should have a lot of those heavies arriving with us as we have on this evening stream. If you want to catch them up close and in person, definitely have a look at next Thursday's opening hours for the Aeropark. It's the 22nd of May. So with a bit of luck, this one should have been too delayed. So the fueling truck just moving out of place there. And those last passengers making their way on the rear of that aircraft. Tightened up so it doesn't blow around. So hopefully that should stay in position, still as tight as it can be. It looks like a second Cessna Citation is making its way up towards us now. Oh, sorry, the first one was a Learjet making its way up, just Executive Learjet. This one may have just pinged up as a blip on the radar and then disappeared. Confused me ever so slightly. But this is the Cessna Citation. There we go, a little bit more colourful than the Learjet. This one is off to Baden-Baden this evening. Jet Executive off to Munich. This one must have started up first and then it disappeared from radar. That's the last time I looked at it. So apologies for any confusion on that one. This is definitely the one out to Baden-Baden this evening. Registration on this one then, Delta Charlie Alpha India Delta. Sounds like this one is making its way straight out. Lifting off nice and early there. Right out in the distance, and it looks like the stairs have been moved out of place now on that one. We should hopefully be starting up anytime soon. Helicopter approaching us in onto runway 09 now. Let's lock this off. Everything seems to be falling down around us at the minute. Right, hopefully that should stay a bit more secure. So look at the helicopter then, making its way towards us now. On sneaking in this afternoon then. So these don't usually appear on the radar. JC, we have a couple of these units, I think. Or airframe, should I say. Off to Palma is indeed starting up now. Gradually making its way back towards its hangar. Right, let's get this reset before it all falls down. There you go, it's a little bit better. Right now, pushing off standing. Should see the JCB just reappear here in a minute. There we go. pushing all the way out stand this evening, and right next to the Fly4 737. Not seen that one out in or out for quite a while now, not in the evening streams anyway. Pan around and catch the JCB as it makes its way in, and there we go, its counterpart right in front, just sticking its nose out of the hangar there. Pretty empty that one as it arrived in. So the usual procedure is to shut the engine down there, make sure the rotors have stopped, and then move that into the hangar while everybody's still on board. You don't usually disembark the aircraft on the apron there. You can just about see them opening the other side of the hangar. So they're right out after department, just in the bottom left of the screen there. The ACB in front of us. The Ryanair service in from Vraslav is about 20 minutes out now, and the Aeropark in from Delhi this evening isn't too far behind that at all. That one just a couple of minutes behind the Vraslav service. That one passing over Leighton Buzzard now, making its way towards Milton Keynes, and the Aeropark over St Albans. Both look to have started their initial descent in towards East Midlands. The Ryanair passing through 20,000 feet now, and the Aeropark 24,000 feet. Noise coming from the Ryanair, so the engines on that one in a process of starting up. And it should be off towards us under its own power in hopefully just a few minutes. So there's been a bit of a delay moving some of these aircraft off the apron, presuming they're waiting to get a slot. And on Sunday they were 10 or 15 minutes behind where they usually are. Well, the anti-collision is still pinging away on that one. So the JCB, I think that's the Sikorsky. A couple of people around that at the minute. Should be moving that one back in towards the hangar. Making away in from the west then, the Ryanair service in from Dublin. That one just north of Wrexham at the minute, passing through 19,400 feet. That one should be with us in about 15 minutes, as well as that service in from JFK. That one about 10 minutes behind that service from Dublin. The RVL making its way down towards us as well, over the Irish Sea. Heading down towards Liverpool Bay. That one looks like anyway, it's going to route over Liverpool, straight down over the north of Crewe, north of Stoke-on-Trent and then in towards East Midlands. That one with about 35 minutes left to run. Just approaching the coast of Ireland then, just about to break over the coast. That service in from Cincinnati. The Ryanair under its own power, making its way towards us now. Just disappearing behind the auxiliary equipment there. So I'll pan around to see if we can watch that one make its way towards us this evening. There you go, that one just leaving the apron there, making its way onto the taxiway. The wind really is gusting at the minute. It's about 11.5 knots. Not a very strong crosswind, but a decent one. Decent enough to blow the umbrella around. Looks like the Malta Air is starting up as well now. Running just a little behind schedule, that one 25 minutes behind schedule at the minute. It's making up a little bit of time. That one did have about 40-minute delay on its arrival. It's not doing too bad to make up some time. Registration on the Ryanair then, 9 Hotel Victor Quebec. This one again Maltese registered. In the Ryanair livery, but operated by Malta Air, subsidiary of the Ryanair group. A lot of noise coming from Malta Air there. You can quite pick that up on the stream. So nothing currently on the approach. The radar looks pretty clear. So this one should hopefully be making a bit of a rapid exit in front of us this evening. Just about to see the flight deck there. In the distance then, not currently pushing, it's picking up. That one should be moving off stand imminently though. Bird scaring out as well this evening. A lot of birds in the area. All out basking in the sun at the minute. You can see just when it is in the distance, it covers those cargo containers Been blown around quite a bit. The Rhino making its way onto runway 09 then this evening. This one departing out to Palmer. Nicely away, the Malta Air pulling off stand onto the apron then. So look at those next inbounds. So the Rhino taking a bit of a different pattern this evening. And we're making its way back down away from Leicester now, making its way, approaching from the south over to the east. They may just be in a holding pattern out there. See that Rhino departing out just now. Maybe causing a bit of an issue with their inbound this evening. And of course those inbound services from Dublin and JFK just to the west as well. That service in from Dublin should be with us next. That one arriving in about 5 minutes time. But it does indeed look like they're entering into a small holding pattern at the minute just east of Leicester. Hopefully once the Rhino makes its way past, they release them from that hold. We'll start making their way in towards 09. Definitely not bothering the pigeons one bit. They've not moved an inch. They're pretty much enjoying the sun too much. Well, the Malta Air in front of us then, currently in the process of starting its engines, it looks like. And it should be making its way down towards us in hopefully just a few minutes. They're on a service in from Dublin. Next in though, that one passing through 2,200 feet now. Registration on this one, 9 Hotel, Quebec, Bravo, Kilo. This one is 737-800. Not the MAX variant. This one delivered in October 2015, so coming up to 10 years of age this year. That one is just out in the distance. Just about see that here in the sun. So let's try and pan around if we can, and we'll watch that one onto the approach this evening. And bring you the Malta on the stand there as well, as we make our way around to the approach. There we go, Ryanair. And it looks like that may be another aircraft behind. Nothing pinging up on radar though. I'm sure the size looks relatively small in comparison. Thank you very much. That was a pigeon scare. Oh, they've moved. I'll just sat there looking at him. The Ryanair next on the inbound then. I'll have a look at that aircraft just a little behind. So not too sure on that one. Nothing pinging up on the radar just at the minute. And the Ryanair and Aerologic still in the holding pattern. Southeast of Leicester. Malta should be making its way out any time soon. For the time being, we'll switch back onto the main camera. Have a look at that one as he gets a little closer towards us this evening. Service in from Dublin there. That one arriving after a flight time of 38 minutes. Let's have a look on the approach then. And this next inbound. Nothing pinging up on the radar. Have a look as he gets a little closer though. So maybe one of the, or maybe the JCB Bombardier. More like a Gulfstream now. We'll find out in a few minutes. Malta under its own power now, making its way down to the taxiway. And that Ryanair service in from Wrocław, released from that hold. So that we'll see the jets in front of us there landing first. And that service in from New York, followed by the service in from Wrocław. Aerologic still in that holding pattern. And should be released imminently though. There we go, that one touching down into East Midlands this evening then. Well, indeed, a Gulfstream G450. Operated by Executive Jet Charter Limited. Malta Air in front of us now, though, making its way out to Malaga this evening. Registration on this 19 Hotel Victor Uniform Charlie. This one arriving at the very start of the stream. First flight in June 2021. This one may away and give way to the inbound 767. And if it is, we'll try and get a close-up view of that Gulfstream. Yeah, looks like that one is holding. Let's have a look a little further down a taxiway then. There you go, the Gulfstream just landing in to East Midlands this evening. See those fan blades on the engine there, really lit up by the sunlight this evening. Now we're making its way straight down towards the hangar in front of us then. That's 767 on final approach. Leave that Gulfstream for a second then, as that service in from JFK arrives with us. Just see the aircraft turning for the final approach in the distance there as well. Loud arrival of the 767 of Malta Air entering 09 now then. A little bit more brightness if we can. Walter Air departing out to Malaga next then. And the aircraft we just saw behind that service in from JFK, Ryanair service in from Wrocław, that one on final approach as well this evening. Walter Air to depart first though. The Aeropark is just a little south of Burton-on-Trent, making its way onto the approach. That one currently passing through 3,500 feet. Try and get a quick glimpse of the Gulf Stream as well in front of us. That one powering it down 09 now then, and let's just have a quick look at the Gulf Stream here again if we can. Yeah, just disembarking now. So they're very excited indeed to be in front of that one this evening. Very rare we see inside those hangars in front of us. Always see the shutter doors, but not what's inside them. We'll try and catch up with that Gulf Stream in just a few minutes. That Ryanair service in from Wrocław, just about to land in front of us and now. Bit of a bounce from the Ryanair, but the service in from JFK making its way down towards the DHL apron. Aeropark on final approach as well now. Excuse my stomach. Gurgling away. .767 making its way onto the apron then. Let's pan around well we're in this direction, catch the arrival. Well, that 777 in from Delhi this evening. This one slightly delayed. Due to arrive with us about an hour ago. But flight time on this one 10 hours and a minute. Registration on this one, Delta Alpha Alpha Lima Kilo. This one 6 years of age this year. First flying in January 2019. Seven firmly down this evening. 767 in from JFK, just pulling on to stand in the distance. Gulfstream just outside of its hangar. Let's pull that one up for you. There we go. That one still waiting to make its way in. So the tow truck is in place on that one now. Looks like the forward stair is still down though. Watch that one for just a few minutes. The APU on that one may be started. A little bit of noise from that one in the distance. Ground team moving into place on our service in from JFK this evening. The Aerologic 777 just vacating 09 and making its way back up towards us. And Jet 2 service in from Tenerife is about 10 minutes away from us now. That one making its way up towards Lutterworth, skirting around the edge of Leicester, and then making its way in towards East Midlands. The RVL in from the Isle of Man. That one should be in next. Just passing overhead Burton-on-Trent. That one will be visible right at the last minute. The sun in the distance is very intense at the minute. We'll try and catch that one. As best as we possibly can. And good evening to everybody joining us in the chat as well. It's good to have you with us, and thank you very much for your support this evening. First stream of the week from East Midlands. So I'm doing my very best to keep one hand on the camera, one hand on the blooming umbrella next to me. It's tied down at multiple points, but yeah, I don't fancy explaining that one. No, it's firmly in the ground. Just keeps moving around a little bit, rocking around, so making sure it doesn't hit the camera. The Aeropark is open again on Thursday though, part of the summer schedule. So if you're around in the area, want to come and see all the aircraft in the daytime, definitely drop down and have a look. So Sunday was a very busy day indeed. Majority of the aircraft open at the Aeropark. The Nimrod was one of the more popular aircraft to go and have a look inside of. So the continual queue all day long. But with the weather how it is, definitely worth a visit if you're in the local area. Yeah, Logic getting a little closer to us then, just off to the left of us now. see it as it rolls past the Gulf Stream. There we go, nice close-up view of that one. And this one does indeed looks like it's going to use the majority of the taxiway, making its way down towards the far end of the apron this evening. So it should be appearing about now as well. And try and keep up with the air logic if we can then. Watch this one on to stand. Say goodbye to the Gulf Stream just for the time being. So if there's any movement on that one, we'll have a quick look as it makes its way in towards the hangar there. RVL just going over Donington Park now, and gradually making its way down towards us. Flight time on that one this evening 44 minutes as it's made its way over from the Isle of Man. I'll try and catch the aerologic, apply its brakes. Just about. There we go. We'll come into a stop. And the RVL right in front of us. Jet 2 service in from Tenerife then, passing through 6,600 feet just south of us now. We'll try and pick that one up if we can. Should be making its way to its usual stand. So this one will be joined by the West Atlantic 737 making its way down from Aberdeen a little later on. Now making its way over to its stand for the evening then. So look in the distance, see if we can catch the Jet 2 as it makes its way around. Nothing yet, it's just a little hazy in front of us. quality, still quite good though. Just about as many people to see that one understand as its much larger counterparts next to it. Gulfstream still outside its hangar this evening then. So look for that Jet 2 service as it makes its way towards us. The 777 in from Leipzig. That's just north of Northampton now, making its way towards Lutterworth. Nothing on the Jet 2 unfortunately. So hopefully as the sun sets, it gets a little lower in just a short while. Hopefully make it a bit easier to spot in the distance. On the approach then, it should just be about getting that visual. That inbound Jet 2 service. Registration on Owen Golf Juliet Zulu Bravo Papa. This one is 737-800 delivered, or first flight should I say, sorry, in September 2018. Going up to 7 years of age at the end of this year. So look on the approach then, if we can. It's very bright in the distance. Let's just adjust that down. There we go. One gradually making its way down towards us. Flight time on the arriving Jet 2 service then, 4 hours and 8 minutes this evening. And John Coinstone just picking up on a comment there about the Yun or Yun Express service into East Midlands now. That one coming in twice a week now. I think the airport have struck a deal with that particular operator on some Chinese routes. So in a little more in the way of service from the Far East. So we've got the One Air regularly flying in and out of Jeonju. It's not an operator that we managed to catch here on the stream. So I think they've been flying in and out for a few weeks now. Service landing in there. So look at the Gulfstream in front of us then. Currently in the process being moved into its hangar. And then 777 in from Leipzig, about 5 minutes away from us now. That one just over Colville at the minute, heading towards Airspeed de la Zouche. Now passing through 5,400 feet. Registration on that one, Delta Alpha Alpha Lima Papa. Door coming down on the hangar for the Gulfstream. Making its way in from the west, then approaching Stoke-on-Trent now. 777 service in from Cincinnati. And currently passing through 12,400 feet. Registration on that one, Golf Delta Hotel Lima X-Ray, about 12 minutes away from us now. Jet making its way up the taxiway. So a quick look at the departures this evening, see if there's any more delays. Ryanair service off to Valencia is due at 7:30. and the service out to Vraslav 7:35. Faro service is still delayed a little more now, departing 9:45 this evening. And that last aircraft, the 767, off to Cincinnati, due out at about 9:10. There we go, the Gulfstream all the way in a hangar then. And that next inbound, the 777, making its way in from Leipzig. That one just turning on to final approach now. Let's have a look around, see that one down if we can. Next 777 in from Cincinnati then, not too far behind at all. That one quickly approaching Utoxeter now. Passing through 7,400 feet. First inbound there in front. First flight, July 2020. And the aircraft behind, first flight on that one, May 2022. Just a couple of years separating these aircraft. Not sure if you'll see them both on the approach. The Cincinnati service is just a little too far out. Just catching up with the chat. Never actually closed it off there, but thank you very much to everybody who's joining us in the chat this evening. Good to have you all with us. And good evening to you, John. Good evening to you as well. Thank you very much for joining us. And for sharing that link as well. Very kind of you. 777 in from Leipzig this evening, landing down onto runway 09 at East Midlands. So look at that service in from JFK, that one still in the process of being unloaded down the distance. Look out for the next 777 inbound then. No visual with that one just yet. So look, whereabouts that one is. That one just north of Burton-on-Trent now. Passing through 3,700 feet. The UPS service in from Philadelphia, about 40 minutes away from us now. That one making its way just north of Kilkenny in Ireland. Looks like that one is going to route the majority of Ireland there, up towards Dublin and then across into Anglesey, North Wales, and down into East Midlands. 757 in from Oslo, heading for coast of Northumberland. That one currently at 38,000 feet. Should be with us in about 30 minutes time. And a West Atlantic service in from Aberdeen, starting up. Looks like that one has just pushed and is making its way down off the apron onto the taxiway. That one should be with us in about 40 to 50 minutes. And not too far behind that one, DHL service in from Reykjavik this evening. That one about an hour away from us now. Just overhead Milton Keynes, the Chewy service in from Palma. That's about 20 minutes away from us. Catch up with that as he gets a little bit closer, but hopefully on the approach we'll be able to make out that 777. So a quick pan around. There we go, the next inbound 777 this evening in from Cincinnati. Let's get that there. Sorry, I'm more focused on the spider in front of me. Come on. Just that one gone. There you go then, 777 on the approach into East Midlands this evening. Triple 7 in from Leipzig, just passing to the left of us there. Catch up with that one in a little while. Passing through 800 feet now then, just over Donington Park. Touching down really late there. So look at that service in from Leipzig in the distance then. Very 777 heavy at that end. Ryanair service to Valencia making its way out towards us now. Ryanair service to Wrocław pinging up as well. Service out to Valencia this evening then, operated by 737-800, registration on this one, 9 Hotel, Quebec, Bravo Kilo. This one delivered in October 2015. Maltese registered, operated again by Malta Air. Thanks again for everybody joining us on the stream and in the chat this evening. It's good to have you with you from East Midlands. Very sunny on all East Midlands. So we're very fortunate to have a lot of good weather the past couple of weeks. So look at the Ryanair then making its way out. Triple 7, not too far behind the Ryanair. I think he was going to turn that. I think he was going to turn, but I missed that turn in there. He is making his way down to the start of 09 then. Yeah, 777. In front of us again. This one in from Cincinnati. Nothing on the approach, and the Ryanair should be making his way out. So they'll catch up with 777 just a short while. Right now, service off to Wrocław this evening then. Pushing back on stand. Try and get a close-up view of that one in just a couple of minutes. But first, they're on air off to Valencia this evening. In the distance, service out to Wrocław. Registration on that one, Sierra Papa Romeo, Sierra Romeo. This one operated by Buzz. In the Ryanair livery. And that Chewy service in from Palma, currently passing through 3,800 feet. Registration on that one, Golf Tango Uniform Mike Papa. It's 3 years of age now. First flight in May 2022. 737 MAX. Flight time on that one this evening, 2 hours and 5 minutes by the time it reaches us. So that one is just coming up to Burton-on-Trent. Try and catch that one on final. Yeah, sun is gradually setting behind us, so it should make it a little easier. As we're on gets ready to taxi out then, let's have a look round at the 777 making its way in from Cincinnati this evening. Just reading through the chat as well. Nobody, just to address your questions there. Yeah, we were here on Sunday and we did rope off a little area, the corner just at the top of the mound. But that's primarily just to keep ourselves away from everybody, not to stop people being up here. And no, definitely not a lot of the mound was taken up. Probably 5% of it. And we tucked ourselves away right in the very back corner so everybody else could enjoy the view on Sunday without us being in their way. So it's just a bit of a courtesy from us to put ourselves to one side and make sure that everybody else can enjoy the views just as well as we're doing, as well as all of the members and subscribers, and of course casual viewers on our channel as well. But that was with the full permission of the Aeropark as well. So no concerns from us in regards to that. So I hope that quashes any concerns that you may have. They're on a service off to Wrocław in front of us then. And that was the first time on Sunday that we'd actually just tucked ourselves away and cordoned off a little area. So not too sure where all these people have seen us before. But we're usually here of an evening when there's nobody else around, so... But we're all here to enjoy one thing. That was all of the action in front of us on Sunday. A very good day it was as well. Very hot, but very windy, unfortunately. Ryanair just holding short for the Chewy then. Let's pan around, catch this one as it makes its way down towards us this evening. Touching down very smoothly there. Rob, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Departing out this evening. Channel 7 still being worked on here in front of us then. If anybody does have any concerns about our whereabouts at the Aeropark, let's say on Sunday we were out here and just tucked ourselves away in a little corner over there, and we did cordon it off. That's just primarily to keep ourselves out of the way of everybody else and just to give ourselves a bit of separation. The last thing we want to do is us have all of our equipment in front of everybody and not make it a very enjoyable day. So it's not very nice having somebody stood in front of you when you're trying to take photos and the rest of it. So we did put ourselves right at the very back, and just put a little barrier there, just so nobody would walk in front of the camera, and that's all it was. So there's absolutely no concerns from us about the amount of space we take up here on the mound, and that was the first time I've actually ever cordoned something off. The rest of the time we've been quite open and honest with everybody, showing all the equipment that we've got, having a good close-up look and showing how everything works. So we're very approachable people. I think you've probably seen that over the past few months as well on the streams. So we're in by no means disrespectful to anybody. And that's definitely not what we built the channel on anyway. So that's the last I'll say of it, but we'll continue to be out here and continue to mix and meet as many people as we possibly can do. Thank you for everybody else's support anyway over the past few months. It's been very much appreciated as we grow the channel from here at East Midlands. I can't always please everybody. There we go, that's just life, unfortunately. Number 777's on stand this evening then. And the Cincinnati service in front of us, that one currently being worked on at the minute. We're expecting that service out to Faro in about an hour's time. But that one being pushed back till 9:30 now. It does keep moving that time. So look a little further north then at those next inbounds. DHL 757 making its way down from Oslo. 8,500 feet on that one. Golf Bravo Mike Romeo India is the registration. This one 36 years of age. Let's try and get a little bit more light in now that the sun is just setting behind us. There you go, take a little bit of the darkness out of the image. Yeah, I think one thing you have to take into consideration, being out here in the public as well, is people not wanting to be on camera. So we did have a small notice up, just notifying people. But it's primarily for that as well. Not everybody wants to be seen on camera. You know, we're out here enjoying ourselves, showing the airport off as well, and really promoting the Aeropark, helping these guys out down here. It's just a way of saying, yep, we're here, this is what we're doing. And just to make ourselves noticed. So the last thing we want to do is inadvertently catch anybody on camera. And if you ever see us out and about, definitely come and have a chat. So we're really approachable people. And we've done that many times over the past few weeks actually. So I don't mind taking time out of the stream to have a good chat with people. The UPS in from Philadelphia, then about 15 minutes away from us. That one passing through 17,800 feet now. Registration November 336 Uniform Papa. That one 15 years of age. Flight time on that one just over 6.5 hours. And the service in from Oslo just shy of an hour and 40 minutes. Waters, good evening to you, and Dino as well. And Dino, thank you very much for gifting that 1 month membership. Thank you very much this evening. And Pat, thank you very much for becoming one of our boarding pass members. Thank you very much for your support. I should hopefully have a bit more content coming out soon as well. So I've just been a bit busy on other things recently, but it's all there being worked on as and when we can, as quickly as we can. So we'll get that uploaded as soon as possible. Well, it's great to be out on Sunday, as we were saying a little earlier. If you missed it, we did a little segment as well. We did a short walk around tour. Just some of the aircraft on display and some of the cars as well. I forget the timestamp on that. We'll try and put it on the on Sunday's stream so you can have a little look around. Just give you a different perspective of what's down here at the Aeropark. So it was extremely busy. I think they're expecting over 1,000 people at the weekend, particularly on Sunday for the event that they had on. It's still good to meet quite a lot of people. Came to stop by and have a bit of a look at what we were doing. Some people travelled quite a distance to get down here at the weekend. I think a lot of the cars did as well. And the sun's dropping, so is the temperature ever so slightly. Dino, thank you very much for stopping by this evening and gifting that membership. It's very kind of you and greatly appreciated as well. We'll see you on the next one. Right, and with that, I think I'm just going to go and grab a jumper for just a couple of seconds. Be right back. That's a bit better. So next stream will be Thursday this week then. And if you do want to meet us in person, we are in about next Thursday as well for the late night opening of the Aeropark. Just in case anybody may take a bit of an offence to our presence on next Thursday evening, we will more than likely just have a small area cordoned off again, just tucked away. So we're out of the way of everybody. Now there are plenty of great opportunities for spotting out and about in the Aeropark. The weather's forecast to be quite good as well. I think hopefully we should be still, well, last time I checked the weather forecast anyway, still on 09. .757 in from Oslo now then. This one arriving after 1 hour and 40 minutes. See behind it the EPS 767 making its way in. .757 landing in from Oslo there, right in the very distance. Get the right. There we go. Send it ever so slightly by the light there. But that is the EPS 767 making its way down from Philadelphia. Catch up with a 757, just a few minutes. Where's the 767? Down into 09 first though. Oh, 767 arriving in from Philadelphia. Have a look around, there's 757 there. In from Oslo this evening. The service in from Reykjavik shouldn't be too far away. So look at the radar at the position of that one. That one about 25 minutes out now. Slightly behind the West Atlantic 737. That one in from Aberdeen. Now that service arriving with us in about 20 minutes. And a Maersk in from Belfast. That one making its way just past the Isle of Man now. Going to make its way over Liverpool, down towards Stoke-on-Trent and then into East Midlands. And the UPS vacating at the end of 09. And we're making its way straight onto the apron there and onto stand. Sadly we're a little obscured by the tree there. And the Atlas is due in a little while. Fortunately, you probably won't be around to see the arrival of that one. I mean, up extremely early this morning, so I'll get back and do it all again tomorrow, unfortunately. But if you want to see one of the Atlases depart out of East Midlands, and also a number of the 747s, I think we've seen quite a few of the past couple of months into in and out of East Midlands anyway. But particularly the Atlas Air, that was on last week's stream I believe, as the majority of the Formula One cargo was making its way over from Miami. Again, very fortunate enough to catch that one depart straight in front of us. So look at that next inbound though. Likely to be the West Atlantic 737, but the West Atlantic ATR is making its way up as well. That one east of Oxford now, making its way towards Bicester. towards Daventry, in towards East Midlands. That one is about 20 minutes away from us. The West Atlantic should be in a little sooner. Yeah, one scheduled to be with us in about 14 minutes. Registration on the West Atlantic, Golf Juliet Mike Charlie Sierra. That's 737-400. This one 34 years of age, delivered in January 1991. And the ATR registration on that one, Golf November Papa Tango Foxtrot. Again, 30, up to 35 years of age, about 34.5 years of age on that airframe. First flight in October 1990. A lot of older airframes making their way, and the DHL 757 in from Reykjavik. That's 38 years of age, registration Golf Bravo Mike Romeo Alpha. And the Maersk service in from Belfast. On a very similar age, 36 years of age, registration on that one, Golf Mike Alpha Charlie Yankee. All three of those services from the north should be with us between 15 and 20 minutes. In the West Atlantic, making its way up, should be a very similar time. Steve, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Glad you're enjoying the stream. And Cat Airways, good to have you with us again this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. So look round on the apron then, away from the 777 now, just wait for those services to get a little bit closer to us. Yeah, the Flyfor 737 in the distance there. And the Jet 2 just behind it. So none of those scheduled to depart this evening. Atlas says making some ground at the minute. We'll see how close it gets before we end the stream this evening. I think I may just miss that one, unfortunately. So around the rest of the apron then. Chewy on stand there. And in front as well. pretty much it for the time being over there. Just a few aircraft on the main apron. Very much well populated over on the DHL apron now. 767 currently in the process of being worked on there. This is the one off to Cincinnati in a little while. Estimated departure time on that one is 10 to 9 this evening. The sun really just sets in over the back of us there as well now. West Atlantic 737 overhead Ashbourne now then. That one about 5 minutes from us. Now making its way down to Burton-on-Trent. And making its way down on the approach into runway 09. Thank you again to everybody joining us from East Midlands this evening. It's good to have you with us. First stream of the week. We'll be back out on Thursday of this week. If you missed any of our previous streams, have a look back through the channel. See, we had some great aircraft over the past few months from down here at East Midlands. You did miss the Spitfire on VE Day last week, landing back in. Have a look back at that. It was on Thursday, the 8th of May, I think. There you see the Spitfire as our thumbnail on the stream. Very fortunate to catch that one. Just orbiting south of the airfield and then tracking that one all the way back in. Landing right in front of us. It sounds like the APU starting up on the 767 there in front of us. See some activity on a flight deck there. Not too sure how fully laden that one is. Looks quite empty underneath. West Atlantic turning to intercept on the approach then. See if we can track this one out in the distance. Some flies again this evening. The West Atlantic airfront was then passing through 2,500 feet. Slowly making its way down towards us. It's definitely dropping a little cold in it. We're now about 16 degrees, not much drop in temperature, about 4 degrees or so since we started. Still quite shaded here at the minute. DHL 757 in from Reykjavik then. About 3 minutes out now. West Atlantic down into East Midlands this evening. A little wobble on that one as it made its way in. See in the distance if we can catch the 757 then. West Atlantic ATR in from Guernsey, about 3 minutes away from us. Set back up there. The West Atlantic making its way down Arnold taxiway then now. And Maersk just passing over Carsington Water, making its way down to the north of Derby. That one passing through 5,800 feet now. ATR just joining on the approach as well. Both those aircraft making their way down towards us now then. We'll stick with a 757 though first. We'll get back onto the ATR. This one arriving in after a flight time 2 hours and 23 minutes then, making its way down from Reykjavik this evening. Let's have a quick look at the West Atlantic then as it makes its way past us. Turning to make its way into stand this evening. That one should go right to the very back next to the caravan that arrived in from the Isle of Man a little earlier. That one just hidden away there. So look, on the approach then at the ATR. That one shouldn't be far out at all now. This one arriving in from Guernsey then, after a flight time of 1 hour. Registration Golf November Papa Tango Foxtrot. This one that's 34 years of age. Oops. Sorry about that. I got caught in the way there. So look at the West Atlantic then as the ATR hopefully making its way back towards us. Yeah, fluffed that one unfortunately. Caught on my arm. The Maersk making its way down now though. This one arriving after a flight time 41 minutes, making its way over from Belfast. Look at the 757 making its way towards us. Just pan away from the West Atlantic. So 57 making its way onto stand this evening. And that Maersk just about to touch down next to us. Pan around and catch that one down. The Maersk service in from Belfast then this evening. 757 making its way onto its stand now. Cincinnati service still in the process of receiving cargo this evening. 757 just shutting down there. So still quite a bit to go on that one this evening. Sceptical that that one will go on time. So just having a quick look at the radar then. Well, the inbound service is still quite a way out this evening, taking us a little bit beyond our time this evening. So I think with the Cincinnati service still being worked on there, we'll end the stream a little early this evening. So unfortunately we'd have liked to stay to catch that 747 in. Commitments just pushes a little beyond the arrival time with that one this evening. But if you do want to see one of the Atlas Air 747s landing, we've managed to capture one of those landing into East Midlands as well as departing, so have a look back through the streams. Just give you quite a close-up view of a particular aircraft type arriving into East Midlands. So on that note then, I think we'll end it there. It's turning a little bit cold. I'm sure the guys here at the airport are keen to get out as well this evening. And the bird scares are still very busy out there. So from me, thank you very much again to everybody who's joined us this evening from East Midlands. Our first stream of the week, and we'll be back out again on Thursday this week. We'll put details of that stream up very shortly. We'll leave the chat open for 5 minutes or so, just so everybody's got a chance to say goodbye this evening. But thank you very much to all of our members as well, all of our new subscribers, returning subscribers, and for the gifted memberships and new memberships as well this evening. It's greatly appreciated, and really do appreciate your support on the channel. So from me, that's it for the time being. This has been Life Flight Action. I've been Tom. Thank you very much everybody for your support and joining us from East Midlands again this evening. We'll see you very soon, and take care.